What is a hard no for you in a romance book?
Male gaze. Pretty much any book that contains romance, whether it's a romance itself or a romantasy, is just focused on how the woman looks through the man's eyes. Like if she's fighting or doing all this cool stuff, it's like this man is watching her and we know that, and that's the focus, and she's looking good in his eyes, not just for her own strength and womanhood. And he's finding it sexy the whole time. And it just pisses me off because it's like we're just focused on this man finding her attractive. And when the dynamic is the man being attractively dominating or aggressive and the woman's role is submissive, it just gives this idea that women and men are not equal partners in the relationship. It's like this man just hunting down his prey, and it fucks with my head. I will disclaim that, first of all, I struggle a lot with self-worth, and second of all, I have OCD. My brain gets caught up in these little things. In these book concepts that I was mentioning, it makes me get caught up in this feeling that then I don't have enough to give in a relationship, because what do I have to offer if I'm just submissive and this man is just hunting me and I'm not an equal to him? And the way that male main characters and the female main characters' actions are described, they're like, the prose is so perfect, like their actions are wrapped up in a neat little bow that make it attractive. But the thing is, nobody's actions in real life are that beautiful. Like, there's no mess in these people. The mess is contained and perfectly imperfect. Whereas I, in real life, am kind of a mess, and I don't feel represented in books that way. And when the female main character does something that is just for herself, or that then the guy is finding attractive, my brain starts to just obsess over it and make all these mental notes like it is now something that I have to do to be attractive, or that I can never live up to and now feel really terrible about myself. And when the female main character's appearance is being described either by herself or the male main character's perspective, that makes me feel even worse, because then I'm like comparing myself to her and I'm like, oh my god, she is so beautiful by these descriptions and I'm not, and I feel like I am never gonna get a man then. Like, I'm not good enough. Yes, we've established I'm putting way too much thought into this, but this all still stands. And I'm someone who does have an inner monologue and a mind's eye, meaning I can hear myself think aloud in my own voice, in my own head, and I can also picture mental images. But at the same time, it's hard for me to bring the books to life in my head. It can be fun and enriching, but at the same time, it takes a lot of effort rather than just watching it on screen. I will say it would be boring if the author described the character's actions really mundanely over and over, like she smiled, rather than her lips stretched into a soft smile, or her lips curved outward, or whatever, all this nice prose. But at the same time, it's not how it is in real life, and that's what makes me have to think. No one really walks around thinking like that when you see another person smile. The corners of her lips gently tilted up. When I see the guy in the book really going after the woman, it just creates this void in me, because I've never experienced a man really going after me and intrigued with me and interested in me, and I just feel sad. I never really read books. I listen to audiobooks because it's helpful if it's just said aloud. It brings it more to life. And even in my own head, if I'm thinking something, I feel the need to say it aloud to fully process it. I don't know if it's OCD or just my brain. Either way, I end up pausing the story so often to obsess over and ponder these things, because I can't move on and I get stuck on them, and it's so interruptive. Consuming romance books used to fill me with this flutter and thrill and delight, and it still does, but now it more just leaves me feeling bad. I just hear everyone going on and on about the books and the book boyfriends and the spice, but does anyone also feel like I do?